Salvite. Today we're going to take a look at this last assignment and go over it together here. Here you were just translating basic sentences and focusing on the present tense of verbs, the infinitive, and how to do a command. So I'm just going to, actually I'll write in. So all right, number one, you always want to look at the verb and the verb ending. So NT is they, so they love. Okay, number two, this starts with the infinitive, to think, but you wouldn't start a sentence translating that way. So we look at the verb and it ends in S. So that's you love, and then to think makes sense to go after that. All right? All right, when a sentence is split up like this, you probably want to take this part first and then this part. See in Latin means if, so if. Our verb ends in S, just like here. So if you think, now woka, whenever you see a verb with just the vowel in the end, that's a command form. So you just translate it as call. If you think, call me. It's a singular command. So if you notice, it matches up with the you singular verb ending because you're talking to one person. So you would give a singular command, and that'll pop up again later. All right, TE on the end is how you give a plural command. The exclamation point is also a hint that you're dealing with a command here, so simply call me. All right, number five, me. It would be weird to start a sentence with the word me, so let's take a look at the verb, and it ends in NT. So that has to be your subject. They do not terrify me. All right. Put the do in because with not, you kind of have to put that in. You could also say they are not terrifying me. Okay, number six, once again, starts with me. Probably don't want to go there. Saipe, junk word. T, he, she, it. So we'll pick one. We'll do she. And we can fit often in wherever. She often warns. Monet's the verb to warn. She often warns me. Okay, seven, question. All right, when it starts with a question word like what, you can start with that. All right, then you want to look at this. This is you plural. Now, it's always kind of awkward to word questions. So literally, it's the verb you love. But what you love, that doesn't sound right. So you can do what do you love? Or you can do what are you loving? But what do you love sounds a little bit better. All right, number eight, we can start with the first word because O has to translate as I. So I love. And then you have your infinitive, to wander or to make a mistake, but to wander is probably better. Salve, all right, that just means hello. You can also say be well. All right, nihil means nothing. But your verb ends in mus, which we know means we. So we see nothing. Or nothing we see, but that sounds like Yoda. All right, going into Latin, a little bit trickier. Okay, so she loves. You always want to take it into the parts. All right, consider it as like chunks of things that go together. So she loves, we know that that's going to be the verb to love with the he, she, it ending. All right, it's an ARE verb, so we connect with an A. Now, to terrify, some of you guys are still struggling with that. That's the second principal part of the verb. It should have the long mark over this. For the sake of time, I'm just going to leave it like that. And then me is always just me. We ought to wander. So the verb to ought is the same as the verb to owe. And we're going to put the we ending on it. It's the we ending. It's an ERE verb. And then to wander, errare. All right, let's keep going. They often see me. All right, often, we could just get rid of that right away. It doesn't matter if you put it later. But saipe, some of you put verb endings on saipe. You don't do that. The word for often is always just looks like that. But we have they see. So our verb gets our they ending. They see, and then me. Okay, what do you think? So a question, always a little tricky. Quid is what? And do you think? So it's you singular. It's an ARE verb, and then the S. So it's like that. Back when Latin was spoken, they didn't really use question marks. There's actually no punctuation in original written Latin, which is kind of interesting. Talk more about that later. All right, we love to protect. So we love, take our verb to love, It's first conjugation, and put our we ending on it. To protect, the infinitive, all right? The second principal part of the verb. She calls me often, so we're going to do the he, she, it. We're going to do me, and we're going to do Chp. Once again, word order doesn't matter. So if you have this, it's still acceptable. If you do this, still acceptable. All translates the same way, which is interesting about Latin, or unique at least. All right, you ought to want me. I meant to say warn. I put that in the comments for the lesson, but I don't think a lot of you saw that, so I apologize. But you ought, the best, got the U ending on it. And then we want monire and me. Once again, you should have the long mark over this. For time here, I'm not going to insert it, but if it's in that infinitive form, it should have that E with the long mark right there. All right, if. Now, number 18 was the one that most of you got wrong, so let's take a look at that. If you see nothing, so it's you plural. So we're going to do videtis. Tis is the you plural ending. A lot of you got this part of the sentence. And then you were thrown off by the warn me. So it switches to a command here. All right, so it starts with a regular kind of sentence, and then it goes to a command. All right, now warn as a command, the singular command would look like that. It's an ERE verb, so it's just the vowel from the conjugation. But to make a plural command, we're going to do TE. And so why do I want to do a plural command? Because you started with you plural. So you're clearly talking to more than one person. So you want to give them a plural command. And that's what a plural command looks like. When I say hello to you guys, I say salvite, because I'm technically giving a command form, and you as a class are more than one person. All right, hopefully follow that. And then still with commands, this is a plural command. Walite, that's how you would do that. And hello, salve, so that's the singular command. They're both ERE verbs, so I'm using an E right here. All right, I hope you followed along. I hope you're getting a little bit more used to this. Translating is always awkward at first. In our next chapter, we'll introduce nouns and we'll have sentences that make a little bit more sense. Okay, don't forget to hit subscribe and walite.